Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. It is a leg day again. I haven't filmed a leg day, or should I say this workout, since the start of prep. You would have seen this in one of my first prep videos, training with intensity, but we are going to run through this session again today. And the purpose of that is that I want to share with you guys how you can continue to make progress on prep, even when you're in a calorie deficit. In terms of update, I am probably, I would say 21, 22 pounds lighter than when I did this session previously with you guys. My food is substantially lower, my cardio is higher, but I'm still able to bring intensity to my workout and I'm still making progress in the gym. So I'm gonna run the session through with you guys and I'm gonna show you how my training has progressed and any adaptations I've made in terms of making progress in these particular exercises.
Busy.
I need this piece of equipment.
Well, I'm using it.
You're not using it.
Yeah.
This is what I have to deal with. You guys would have seen this literally in the last video, so I'm not going to talk through how I progressed in it, but I'm going to see if I can still hit the same number of reps, the same tempo. And as I mentioned, I've got this 3 times in my training split in the week, and it's massively developed my overall look in my legs in terms of muscle density, thickness, because it's not just about having a quad sweep and having glutes, it's about having that thickness and that kind of look on stage where you've got the whole package. So I'm gonna crack on with this. Okay, 13.76. Okay. Next up, leg extensions. So I've got 2 sets on here, 12 to 15 reps on each, heaviest I can do, and then the final set is a triple drop set. So I'm gonna do a couple of warm-ups and then get into it. When warming up, I tend to just warm up with about 4 to 6 reps. Like, you don't want to gas yourself too early, you want to save yourself for those big top sets, but you also want to be able to gauge the weight, warm up and get your muscles ready for that movement at your max weight. I did 42, I'm going to warm up now on 65 for a couple of reps, and then last week I hit 95 for 15, so I'm going to see if I can do the same again today, if not progress. Honestly, if you do that exercise right, really slow and controlled, 2 sets is all you need. I think a common mistake with leg extension is that people want to drive it up really fast and then control down. Try driving it up slowly, holding at the top, and then releasing slowly. It's far harder because you've got more control over the weight going up and going down. Okay, so this next exercise is a box squat. Now, you guys will very rarely, if ever, see me squat under a barbell because I have a left flat foot, which means that my hips aren't balanced and I find it very hard to maneuver myself under a free bar. So I find it much more supportive and more effective to get under the Smith. And the reason I'm doing a box squat is, again, for that reason, to be able to control the movement down, pause within the range, which is going to be most effective for my quads, and then slowly drive it up. And the way in which I've progressed in this movement over the last 12 weeks is actually to change the bench I'm using. So before, I would have had one of those benches over there that are quite high, whereas now I'm using a much lower one, so it gets me a lot deeper. And again, I've managed to progress in weight week on week, and I think I'm now at the point where I've got 52.5 kg aside. There's a common misconception that when you're on prep and you're dieting and your body fat's lower and your food's lower and your cardio's higher and your energy might be low across the day, that you aren't able to push in your sessions and still hit those same weights or make progress. And I think that that's simply not true. I think it's all about here. It's all about your mindset and knowing that you can progress, and ultimately the point of a prep is to drop your body fat and maintain as much muscle as possible, and the only way that you're going to do that is by remaining strong in the gym. If you think the weight is hard, it's going to be hard. If you think it's going to be a heavy session, it's going to be a heavy session. Switch your mindset and remind yourself that you can lift it, you will be able to, and just crack on. We are officially 7.5 weeks out. I'm feeling good. I am. I'm starting to get those hunger feels now, but I'm still full of energy. I'd say this is probably one of my best preps, actually probably the best prep, because I started food really high. My mindset was there before even starting. I had a good short improvement season. This is probably the best I've ever felt at this many weeks out. I definitely look a lot leaner, I look bigger, I look fuller.
You went in that, no, and I put my hand like that, and you moved it.
Oh, so 7 then. Yeah. Sick. I'm up by 2 reps. Sick. Now 42.5 for my back off set. Let's go. Up as well. Yes. So we're on to the leg press now. I've just got one massive set here. I'm going for as heavy as I possibly can for 12 to 15 reps and then doing a double rest pause and hitting 20 to 25 reps. When I first filmed this, I actually used the Arsenal leg press, but I found it really difficult to hold myself into the seat for this one. The angle wasn't quite right and I wasn't able to control it and my bum was lifting off. So I've switched to using this one and I've been able to progress in this one with much better form. And when I started doing this, I think I was doing 220 or 240 and now I'm up to 280. I'm the leanest I've ever been. I had a low weigh-in this morning. Let's see if I can still hit the 280. What is that, 280 plus the machine? It's like 330. Okay, on to this lower back supported hack squat. Again, you would have seen this in the previous video. I was able to lift quite heavy. I think I was pushing like 80 or 90, but I was leaning over. So in order to progress in this movement, I stripped it right back, pulled the weight back, concentrated on locking my back into this machine, coming down slowly to a dead stop and then driving up and controlling it. So now I'm able to hit 60 a side with good control for 15 reps. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so my next exercise is normally split squats on the Smith machine, but as of last week or the week before, I wasn't able to progress with it and I was really struggling with my balance. So the reason we've switched this out is simply so I can progress in this type of movement, and I love a walking lunge. So I have got 18 kg dumbbells. I only started this last week, so I'm hoping to progress in these in the next few weeks. 20 reps to do, times 2. I'm excited. The last exercise I've got at the end of the session is calves. Now, I don't massively need to develop my calves. I have quite big calves. In fact, I think my calves are so big that I feel like I have cankles. What I'm doing is I tend to hit calves at the end of the session and I do a cluster set 7x7. I was doing it originally on the seated plate loaded calf machine, but now over the last couple of weeks I've switched it to doing it on the pin loaded leg press, just to kind of switch up the variation of the movement, but still lifting pretty heavy and going 7x7, which is really tough. Session done. Just gonna go and do cardio and posing next. That was legs and cardio and posing done. I really hope that you guys enjoyed walking through that session with me and that there were some good takeaways in there for you with regards to progressing on prep. Just because you're on prep and you're in a calorie deficit and your cardio might be high or you're dropping body fat doesn't mean you can't still make progress in the gym. And ultimately that is your aim on a prep, is to hold on to as much muscle as possible whilst dropping body fat. So there's lots of ways in which you can progress. And as you've seen, I've adapted my training plan slightly, but my training plan has not changed. In order to make progress in the gym and to lift heavier, you need to stick at it for longer. So that's it from me, folks. I'm going to head home now, get my post-workout meal in. I've got coaching calls this afternoon, and then it is rest day tomorrow, which I am very much looking forward to. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.